I've been a patient of Dr. LeBeau's since December of 2012. Up until then, most of my medical care came from conventional medicine. And the problem with that for me was that I have several medical conditions, and many of them overlap, so they affect one another. And in my experience, I would go to my general practitioner when I was having an issue, and then they would send me to someone who specialized in that specific area. Oftentimes, though, I would have a combination of things and they wouldn't know where to send me. And I do believe that every single one of those doctors did their absolute best to try to diagnose and treat me. I think they just only had one piece of the puzzle. They didn't have the full picture. They only had the area that they specialized in. And oftentimes I would have a misdiagnosis, or if they did prescribe a treatment, if it did help, a lot of times it was exacerbate something in a different area. So little by little over time, my health just got worse. And by September of 2011, my health was really going downhill. And I got to a point where I was bedridden for a period of time. And luckily, through a woman at my ladies' Bible study, she recommended Dr. LeBeau and said that he had helped her husband when she had gotten to the point where none of the doctors could help, and wanted me to give him a try. So I went down in December of 2012 and stayed pretty much the whole day in his office, and we did a lot of tests, not for diagnoses, but just to kind of get a feel for where my body was at and what we were looking at. And even though I knew that I was in bad shape and I could feel my body, shutting down and having a lot of issues, I'll be honest with you, it was overwhelming seeing it on paper. And but Dr. LeBeau is, he takes an integrative approach. And he does his osteopathic medicine and functional medicine and musculoskeletal manipulation, and treats the entire patient. And when he does, he treats not just their physical health, but their mental, emotional, occupational, social, and spiritual health. And that first day, I don't know if he did it because he could see how overwhelmed I was, or if this is just the kind of guy that he is. But he called the nurses in and prayed with me and said, Lord, please give me the wisdom to know how to help this patient. And I knew I was in the right place. So I've been going to Dr. LeBeau, like I said, since 2012. It's been a long battle, but I'm happy to say that through many different tests and just trial and error and a lot of wisdom and a lot of knowledge. Dr. LeBeau has a lot of knowledge on how the body works and how everything works together and what things affect other things, which was a big help for me, because there's a lot of times when he'll have to be really careful on how he does one thing for me, because he knows it'll affect something else, and he lets me take my time and let my body do what it needs to do in order to get from point A to point B. And that was something that I didn't have before. I recommend him to everyone I know. My son goes to him. My friend that drives me to my appointments, 2.5 hours one way, her husband goes to him now. And I look forward to going to my appointments because I always feel so much better afterwards. Little by little, we've found the why as to why I'm having the issues that I'm having. That was one thing that was lacking before. And for me, I just wanted to know why. Is it something that I'm doing that I can correct? Is it something that is genetic that I'm not able to change, but I can learn to manage? And Dr. LeBeau was able to, one by one, start to unpeel that onion and look at every single layer and say, okay, well, this is what we've got going on here, and this is what we've got going on over here, and this is how this is affecting this. And we found some genetic issues and metabolic issues and digestive issues and big-time nutritional issues. But he knows how to address all of those. And little by little, we're just taking it one piece at a time and putting the entire picture together. And I can't tell you with words just how much better my quality of life is. He has taught me and it continues to teach me how to fix the things that I can and how to manage the things that I can't. And he is my biggest encourager in the times when my health goes backwards a little and I just get overwhelmed and it just feels like it's time to give up. That he just keeps me going and keeps pushing me along and encouraging me through prayer and through his knowledge and just teaching me. A lot of times, a lot of the issues would just be not knowing why, and he would explain why, and that's more than half the battle for me. So I thank Dr. LeBeau for everything that he's done, and he really is knowledgeable on how the body works and how everything works together. And I would encourage anybody to give him a try if they've tried everything else and they really are looking to get a holistic approach and have their entire well-being treated. Then Dr. LeBeau's the doctor for you.